Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I've got another video today for you, obviously. And today we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets. For those of you that don't know, the NBA draft was just a few nights ago. And the holders of the second pick were the Houston Rockets. So this season, the Houston Rockets went 17-55, holders of the worst record in the NBA. But unfortunately, in the draft lottery, they got the second selection instead of the first overall selection. They had a few more picks because of trades involving Russell Westbrook, James Harden, so and so. I personally think the Houston Rockets had one of the better drafts of the night, especially for the state of their team and with the picks and the value that those picks held. So let's just start off with the second overall pick in the draft, where they selected shooting guard Jalen Green. Jalen Green was probably, in my opinion, the player with the highest upside in this entire draft, and getting him at second was obviously pretty high value. He'll be able to play the 2 or the 3. He's probably the most athletic player in this draft class, and he's a fun player to watch. He was the top prospect, the 2020 high school class. Went and signed with the G League, the first ever instance of that. He's the first ever player to do that, go from high school to the G League instead of going overseas or to college. He lit up the G League, averaged like 17-4, I think, and now he's going to be a Houston Rocket. And that backcourt with him and Kevin Porter Jr. now, who's going to be a point guard, that's going to be probably the most fun backcourt in the NBA next season, barring injuries, of course. But let's move on to the next pick. I believe they had pick 16, and at 16 they took Alperen Sengun, whatever. I'll put it down here. I don't know how to say his name. It's a foreign name. Cut me some slack. Give me a break. But he's a good prospect. He's a very good prospect, and it seems like the Rockets went with a lot of like high upside players, players they hope to develop, obviously, but they all really have high upside, and that's probably the most impressive thing about all the draft selections from the Houston Rockets on draft day. Sengun, pretty good. He's more of a traditional 5. He's a bit undersized, at like 6'10", 6'11", but his footwork and his offensive game is very, very nice. Doesn't really complement Christian Woodwell, but when you're a team like the Rockets, you're not really drafting for fit. You're drafting best player available, and I don't think he should have Sengun should have fell to 18. I think that's phenomenal value for what they got, and he's should be a good player. I think he might start off pretty slow, but he should progress pretty well in the next few years. The next pick the Houston Rockets had was pick 23, and I believe they got in a trade with the Rockets, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think it was the Rockets. But regardless, they took another foreign player, Usman Garuba. He is a forward, could play the 4, I guess, in the NBA. Not a very good offensive player. I assume they're going to look to develop that, but he's probably one of the best defenders in the draft, and he's got a very, very high motor. He's going to be very good on that side of the ball for them. I really, really see I like his game a lot. He moves in transition. He's going to be very fun. The Rockets are going to be a really fun team, and they had the very next pick in the draft too, pick 24, sorry. They took Jalen Green's former AAU teammate, Josh Christopher. That's going to be fun. He's a very electric player. Kind of almost a little bit like Jalen Green. Christopher is very athletic. His shooting could use some work, but in the late first round, it's pretty good value, especially for a player like that. He's a really good scorer. He's going to need some development. Obviously, he's a late first rounder. I thought it was a really good pick, especially because he already has some chemistry with Jalen Green. I don't dislike any of these Rockets picks. All these Rockets picks were like, I liked all of them personally as prospects. The fact that they got all these guys phenomenal, phenomenal. It's really funny too because everybody knew that they were getting fleeced in the James Harden deal. It was a 4-team deal, and it seemed as if the Houston Rockets were the only team to not benefit from the trade. Yeah, they got all the draft picks, whatever. They could have had Karis LeVert. They could have had Jarrett Allen. I feel like I'm missing a name. They could have had either of those players, and they just basically just got draft picks. They didn't really get anyone to really build off of. And it's crazy how in only a few months, I'm not going to say the script flipped, because obviously those teams and those players they have pretty nice futures. But the Rockets set themselves up in a very, very good light. I'm very excited to see where they go. Like I said, especially that backcourt of Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. I'm extremely excited. I'm not a Houston fan, I'll tell you that right now. I don't dislike him, I'm just not a Houston fan. I do love Kevin Porter Jr. I hope to God he could be like some most improved player. He can have that type of season. I hope he does well. I really hope he does well. I just looked at it. Apparently, the Houston Rockets didn't have any second round picks, which is fine. I don't even know if they might have made the roster, who knows. But I saw in the broadcast Thursday that this was the first time the Houston Rockets had a first round pick since like either 15 or 16, which in itself is ridiculous. It's been 5 to 6 years since they've had a first round pick, and just the fact that they had four of them in this draft, it's ridiculous. I love the direction the Houston Rockets are going in. They're gonna be bad next year. They're still gonna be bad. Probably. They're still probably gonna be bad next season, but they're gonna be definitely one of the most fun teams to watch in the NBA next season. I am very excited to watch them play. And yeah, that's the video. Don't forget, if you guys like the video, obviously click the like button. Subscribe if you like the content. Hit the post notification button, because like I said in the last video, I don't know what my upload schedule is looking like. I'm kind of just going with the content right now. So yeah, if you want to see the videos, definitely hit that notification button. You'll get the noties. Really helps me out. Obviously, if you want to see the videos, it helps you out. Thanks for coming out.